state with the counties dealing with the revenues lost and some of the extra costs that they've got of doing business, health insurance being one, fuel expenses being another one. Of late, salt was a big thing where a lot of the people were, they were just actually had no access to salt. We were very fortunate, and I don't know if there's anybody here from Gallatin Steel, but we were very fortunate that one of the guys that works the dock at Gallatin Steel happened to think of us. They ordered a barge of salt out of Louisiana and was kind enough to call and ask if we would like to split the barge load of salt with them. Not realizing at the time when we were talking, it turned out it was 800 tons of salt, which is about 2 or 3 times of what we normally use. But we paid $85 a ton, which was cheaper than what the state was buying it statewide. So we did invest in that. We saved enough money. It did go to $129 a ton. We saved enough money off that to construct a salt bin to put it in case we had to hold it a couple of years, we wouldn't. So it was kind of a win-win situation. But again, all the counties are not that fortunate to be able to do that and purchase that quantity at that time and set on it. As far as I know, salt doesn't spoil. So we've got it there, we're in good shape on that. Another thing that we've had a couple of people to ask about is the workforce program. Is a lot of you know it is something that is being pushed at a national level and trickled into the state, trickles into the county. We have achieved the goal of being a work-ready community in progress, which is pretty good for Little Gallatin County. There's not a lot of counties that have achieved that. This is a continuing program that probably will go on for the next 5 to 10 years. It takes a while to achieve a lot of the accomplishments that they want you to be. But what it does, it gives any industry or any businesses that's looking for how ready you are, what the workforce you have, it gives them a barometer to look at your county and see where you're at. So it is working. We have also, the fiscal court, being a rural county, we have got people that do not have high school educations. So being a rural county, that's more prevalent here than it would be in, say, Boone, Kenton, or Campbell, or some of your northern counties, your bigger counties. So the county has funded and put money into a line item budget to help the folks that want to acquire their GED pretty much at no cost, that we give them a little boost to do this. Then they become a part of this workforce program that we've got. So we're proud that we've been able to do that. Another good thing that's going on, I know a lot of you are involved. I know, Grant, you've been involved, a lot of it, is the food pantry. We probably have got one of the greatest groups and the volunteers and the people behind it, that we are probably the envy. In fact, I know we are the envy of Northern Kentucky, that we took something and collaboratively made it work. And like I said, I know you all have been involved with it. I don't have to tell you the success story behind it, and it just keeps snowballing. Now they're calling and saying, how did you do it? And it is a good program, especially for the community. Another thing that we've also still got going is our YMCA. There's been several questions about it. What are we doing? Where are we at? What's going on with it? We are still in pursuit of that. We have budgeted money to do the drawings on the YMCA to get a start. The gentleman, Eric Coe, who runs the Switzerland County Y, had some illness with his daughter. I think some of you may or may not know this. So we've slowed down a little bit as far as his end to let him get through and spend some time with his family and get that over with. But we are still in hot pursuit of a YMCA in Gallatin County. It will be structured a little different. I know that there have been several people said, are we going to have a swimming pool? And it's been very hard for me to say no. But the answer is no at this time, we cannot. Based on the research, based on the Switzerland County Y, it is the biggest money user that there is. Carroll County has got a pool. The judge down there says, no, it's nothing but a bottomless pit for money. So, and I think any of us that's owned a swimming pool know that fact too. So right now it's no, but it will have all the other programs that go with a YMCA. There will be basketball court, there were exercise rooms, a lot of the different programs for after school. And as most of you know, with the YMCA is a great organization. I've checked in some of the other cities. You can compare them. Graduation rates are higher in communities where there's a YMCA. Drug use is down. Teen pregnancies are less. So I think these are things that we need to strive for, and hopefully the YMCA will be a start to accomplish that. Another thing we've got going is a lot of you have heard about the Hardick property, the 520 acres that the Hardick family was so kind to give to the county. It's kind of I'll give you a little quick background on that. It was kind of odd how that happened. First they approached the state. There were a few stipulations that the Hardy family wanted, which I thought were minor. They wanted a sign that would mention their family, mention a aircraft carrier that Mr. Hardy had served on in World War II, and mention some of the other members of his family, which I thought for 520 acres, that's really a no-brainer. But the state, for some reason, did not want to make that commitment, and I still don't understand. They called us and wanted Gallatin County to partner up with them. Basically, I think what they wanted us to do was upfront a little bit of money and then be the partner. We thought about it a couple of weeks and actually thought, well, you know, we would rather have the park and the land ourselves for Gallatin County. So we did that. We wrote a letter to the family and to the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the next thing I knew, the wheels were turning. The park was deeded to us. We had a committee meeting, actually Tuesday evening. There were several people that showed up to be put on the committees to develop this park. Horseback riding, canoeing, primitive camping, walking trails. I mean, it just, the possibilities are just endless out there. So we're excited about that. The other thing that's going on right now, as a lot of you may or may not know, last May we kicked off a county internet. The reason being that a lot of the larger companies, the Time Warners and Cincinnati Bells, some of our rural areas were not able to get what I would call a satisfactory internet service. And some of them that had the satellite, it was so expensive they couldn't afford it. So I'm very proud that this has worked. We are up, our goal was the first year to get 150 customers. We have attained that already. And our first year is not up till May. So this is a program or a project that we said it would take 3 years to establish it, and I think we're ahead of that. We've got a good service. I've got it. We're putting it in some of the other county buildings out in the county. We've got several folks that's satisfied with the speed was good. The service is good, so we're very proud about that. Another thing is some of you may have gotten notice that Jefferson Community College, they reached their goal on their money in Carrollton, so they are going to kick off a campus in Carrollton. It's going to be geared toward the 2-year technology type of industrial for our area. It will be an asset like we've never known here. Right now they're scattered all over Carrollton in little buildings, and they're crowded and nothing. But I commend everybody for getting this. The deal was that we had to raise $4 million, $2 million, forgot the number, in order to push this thing over the threshold to get it done. That has been accomplished. We found out yesterday that they have met that milestone, so I expect the architects and everybody to start moving forward with that. The campus is actually located right across the entrance from Butler Park. Some of you may or may not notice that it will be an asset to the whole community. Another thing that I guess I'm proud of, which leans us back to the fact that Gallatin County is doing well, is we are probably one of the lowest unemployment rates in the state of Kentucky. We've hovered, at one time we were the lowest, but we've hovered in the, whether how you want to look at it, in the bottom 10 or the top 10%, whichever way you look at it. We can attribute a lot of that to Dorman. Dorman has expanded. There's approximately 650 people working at Dorman now. They have been quite an asset. I do expect the building across the road, there have been several interested parties, some of them foreign, that has looked at the building. Some of them have made second trips back to look at the building. I expect something to happen there this summer. Another thing that we're working on, with progress comes the traffic. The area in Warsaw, you all know what we're talking about. And actually, we've got a couple of students from school that's been, that actually brought to our attention. We are trying to get a turning lane put in from about First Farmers Bank all the way out to the edge of town to the Griffin property. That needs to be 3 lanes with turning lanes and sidewalks. You know, these kids, I watch them come out of the high school, and they cut across the grass, and they're typical, they're just like I was when I was 14, 15 years old. You stand at the edge of the road and you kind of dare the guy to hit you. I'm sure I've done the same thing. But it's something that we have addressed the state with. I met with them 2 weeks ago, Thursday. I spoke to Representative Rick Rand about it. He has assured me that this will be pursued. We are in the process, so if some of you see this, and even with the bank, we start this thing out to get the funding in place by creating letters of need. And the more that we get, the more clout that we'll carry in Frankfort to get that financed. So all of you keep that in mind. By the middle of next month, I want to go back to the Department of Transportation with Representative Rand, with the letters of need. We've got a basic drawing. This has been put on our wish list. The only thing that happens, that's what it is. It's a wish list. They don't have funding. So we've got to create the funding for it. One interesting comment that Representative Rand made to me while we were in the meeting, he said that they basically did the same thing in Henry County. There was a issue with the traffic in Henry County, and he said he got more feathers in his hat by getting the funding to put a turning lane in front of Henry County High School. So he knows, and that's what these guys look for. They want the biggest bang for their buck, you know, politically. So that's what they're looking for. So I've got hopes that we did get them to come down and agree to do some preliminary engineering. So that's a start. We're looking for a way to relieve the traffic in and around Norman. If we get folks to come over in the factory across the road, that will be a conglomerate traffic nightmare right there. So we're trying to dodge that bullet before that happens. So, another thing that we've done, feel free at any time, and we've had this for a while, some of you may be aware, some of you may not. The county has all their minutes, all their finances, whatever, it's updated every month. Feel free to go to GallatinCountyPhysicalCourt.com. You can kind of keep track with what goes on in our monthly meetings, follow our finances. I encourage you to do so. I've got financial statements here. If anybody wants to look at them, I'll leave them here, pick them up. The same information is on our website. So, any questions? Anything I can answer? Just
the potential place for the location and why?
We have, and I don't want to dance around the question, but I'm going to dance around it. We've got three possibilities. We've got one that is a favorable, is our most favorable spot. We have done initiated to try to get that spot first. I mean, that would be our first priority. There are two other places that we have looked at. I'm hoping that probably in about 2 weeks we'll have an announcement of where that spot's at. I just don't want to, it's not a big secret, but I don't want to jeopardize the fact of getting it because I feel like it is such a good spot. And I'm excited about the walk. And the thing, we're kind of taking a different approach and keep in touch with my office. What we will do as soon as Eric is back up and going, he had asked me, and I've kind of held off on this. We're going to put together about an 8-member panel to represent us. We will become a part of the Switzerland County YMCA. This is almost a franchise type of deal. They looked at Gallatin County when we first started pursuing this and said we were too close to Switzerland County to do this. But they were going to try something new. They would do a satellite Y. It would still be managed by Switzerland County. We would still be the Gallatin County YMCA. And if you bought one membership, it gave you access to either Y. So I thought that was terrific. You know, they've got the swimming pool. We've got transportation to take, you know, some of our young people and even some of our seniors. You know, they've got swim programs for that. So we've got the transportation to do that. So my theory is let Switzerland County have the headaches of the swimming pool, and we'll have the benefits of the swimming pool. You know, so you know we can afford a little gas to take, you know, whomever over there. But we're excited about it. It's going to be a kind of new concept. We've talked about it. It will be 24 hours. There'll be the slide cards with the membership, who you are, to identify you a whole bit. We've got a lot of people that work third shift. A lot of people work second shift. A lot of different. You get up in the middle of the night, you're restless, you want to go do something, go to the Y, swipe your card, and go in and get on whatever machine or exercise, whatever you want to do. So we are excited about it. I do think it will happen, and being typical government, it won't be quick. You know, it's just typical government. So, anybody, anything else?
Judge?
Yes, sir.
The old Riverview Foods, is that project still in the works?
It is. It is. I talked to, and I had just a sudden dumb minute. The gentleman that's got that, they had purchased their equipment. It is coming. It's coming from the north. They had bought it. So their stuff that cooks and processes and packages the this product. It is still a go. They were approved for, it was a kind of a small business manufacturing incentives. The state approved them on that. We signed off on them. So it is still a go. It will probably take them a little bit to get up and going. They're a small business. They're like everybody else that's in small business. You know, you take those little steps to get where you're going. But I look forward to them. They're talking. They will employ somewhere 20, 25 people, and I think they're pretty decent jobs. So.
And there's still kind of road joining.
Actually, they have already.
Did you
Yeah, they got the base, and that was the great thing about that. The Griffin family, for a lot of you that may know it, the Griffin family actually bought the old River Foods building and then went in and gutted part of it and marketed it to get these people in here. In the process of doing that, and Mike Kotzman, who is Dennis Griffin's son-in-law, they cut a road in that connects Riverview with the old American Racing building. So it took took the traffic, which was always a big complaint, it took the traffic off of the back streets with the truck traffic. So that's an asset that is, will be a joy, believe me. And another reason why we've got to have that third lane put in up here with some sidewalks and some crosswalks. So I encourage all of y'all, call my office, whatever, anybody that's affiliated with the schools, business, whatever, write us a letter of need. And like I said, next month, I plan on meeting with Representative Rand and with the Highway Department again. And we will keep beating on this thing until we get some financing in place for it. So.
One more, the road project in Etheridge. Where's the state at with it?
Okay, I was assured that, as you know, that's been going on since '96. A lot of you don't know. And what has always happened, it's about a $18 million project. What they have done, because we are Gallatin County and we are small, and the political affluence that we have here statewide may not be as strong as a lot of the larger counties. So when they're looking for a place to get funding, where are they going to get it? So, but they have promised me this year, they've bought the right-of-ways, the engineering has been completed, and Representative Rand has promised me that they will not cut the funding on that this year, that he will make sure. And it was great because he lives in Trimble County. He decided to take that, and I'm not sure that he knew this was down there. He decided to take the scenic route up 42. And when I seen him in northern Kentucky, he said, you know, I just come up 42. He said, what's going on with that area there above the dam? I said, we've lived with it for over 15 years. I said, you know, you guys have cut our money, you know, every time. He has assured me they will not, and that 2017, that, you know, this thing will be going full force and hope to get it in. So that's a good thing. And you're right, that thing, it's been like that too long. So. Anybody else? Well, again, thanks for breakfast. It's good to see you, Steve. If you think of anything, any questions, please stop by my office, call me. You know, I make myself pretty available. Congratulations to you and your recent endeavor.
Thank you.
And we wish you the best, and I think you will do very well.
Thanks.
Okay, anybody? Thank you all very much.